Hi guys, so today we are going to learn about side effects in Jetpack-Compose, when and how we can use it, what are different types. Like in Jetpack-Compose we have launch effect, remember coordinate scope, remember update state. So all these are the side effects in Jetpack-Compose. So we are going to learn about what are the side effects, how and when we should be using it. So as you know, by the name, the side effect. So basically what is a side effect? Side effect is an undesirable effect, or which is like, this is the common term which we when we use side effect anywhere. So same, this is applies to the compose side effect as well. So sometimes we need composables, they need to require to mutate the state of the application, then we use the side effects. And side effects are basically undesirable because they can change the state of app from outside the scope of the composable, so they because that's why they are called as side effects. And and because of this, the composable function may or may not behave the same way as we wanted it. So that's why these are called as side effects. So also, if you see in our developer.android.com official documentation, you can see that a side effect is a change to the state of app that happens outside the scope of a composable function. So basically a side effect is a change to the state of application, and that happens from outside the scope of a composable function. So basically when you have a composable function and you want that and that is called from suspend function or outside the scope of that composable function, there you need to use this these side effects of the in Jetpack Compose. So for this, let's start with an example. So first of all, we are going to see about the launched effect. So let's use it. What is launch effect? The launch basically the launch effect is launch a coroutine tied to the scope of the composable. So basically this is how you can define launch effect: launch a coroutine tied to the scope of a composable. So basically when you need to run a suspend function in the scope of a composable, then you use launch effect. Sometimes you need to run a suspend function from a composable function, then you need the launch effect. So let's start with an example. So for this, what I have done is I have just taken this empty compose activity, basically which you can just start like new project, and selecting the empty compose activity, we have our greeting function. And in this I have the modifier I have set up, and we can start. So for starting this, let's take the basic example. Let's make a suspend function and see how we can call it and what we can do with it. So for this, I am making a suspend function. So do you know what is a suspend function? Basically suspend functions are those which can be stopped anytime when we want it. So you can learn more about it. You can check the Kotlin official documentation what is a suspend function. And so let me make a suspend function. I'm going to use a timer function where I'm going to show it like this. So in this function, let's the input will be a time that is in long, and another is, let's take a lambda function on time end. That's a function, and its return type is unit, right? So in this we will have a delay of time which we passed, and on then we call this. So this is we have created a suspend function. So if you wanted to call this suspend function from a composable function, at that time you have to use launch effect. So launch effect, we have two things, key and the block. I will give more clarity about key and block later in this video. But the key is basically it decide how much, like how our recomposition took place. So in this I am taking it as unit, and block is block of code, which is basically a lambda, and you can pass function. So and it will give us a coroutine scope. In coroutine scope we can just call our suspend function. So let's start. I'm giving it try, taking try and catch ex, and I'm taking exception, yeah, and here as well. So first of all, let's we pass the start timer, and I am passing a time of 4 seconds, and this is the lambda. After this I am printing as timer ended, right? And in exception I am printing timer cancelled, timer cancelled. Okay, so we will see, like this is the timer ended and timer cancelled I have taken. So when we run it after 4 seconds, it should print, like when it completed it should print timer ended, and when if something happens and we got any exception, it should call the timer cancelled. So let's run it and let's see how it works, and let me show it to you. So I'm running the application. Okay, so you will see in logs, like we have printed timer ended. So after 4 seconds you see the timer has ended, and the coroutine suspend function has called. So like you can see, okay, so timer ended after 4 seconds. So another thing which we need to see here is, let me run it again. And how the recomposition works here is, like when I run it, so and when I rotate the device, you will see timer has cancelled. The first our first our the function we call the coroutine function is cancelled. Then it again decomposition happens when it is change the state, and the timer again, this our launch effect started, and this will now again call the timer ended. So in logs you will see, like timer cancelled is called first because the previous coroutine is cancelled, and again it started with the another, like next after recomposition it started again. So this is how it should work, and if you will see again, we will get the timer ended again. Yeah, so this is now we will see how this key one will be working with this, how we can stop this recomposition again and again. And for this, let me make another function, and here, so this is the basically this is the common example, like how you can use a launch effect. And I will show you another, its multiple use when and how you should be using. Let me make another composable function. I am making function key example. Okay, I'm making a function as key example, and let's take it a composable, and in this we should be okay, no, we should not be, we just be taking a column, and column I will take a modifier dot fill max size. I'm taking dot let's take what horizontal alignment dot center horizontally, and vertical arrangement as arrangement dot center, right? And in this, what I will be taking here, first of all, let's take a variable of where I am taking the timer duration, right? So I will take it as by remember, and mutable state of I am taking here as the initial value of 2 seconds. Okay, and now let's just do one thing. Let's take a button. So in button, what we will do is we are going to, first of all, let's just decrease the value of this. Our timer duration will be like this, s equals to 1000. So we are decreasing the value by 1 second, and here I am taking the text, and text will be just minus 1 second. And after this, what we will do is we will take a text, and text I'm just going to show the duration. I'm taking it as seconds, and dollar time duration, so that we can see the updated values. And you can, if you want, you can give it a size. If you want font size, I'm giving it a material theme dot typography dot header 1 dot font size. And if you want, you can give it a color. I'm giving it as color dot red, right? And this is the text. After this, let's take another button. With that button, we should be increasing the value button, and on click, let's increase the value of our timer duration to 1 second, and it will be like this, plus it will increase the value by 1 second. Okay, and here let's take the text normally, and text will be plus 1 second, and plus 1 second. Then what we will do is, this our setup is done. Then what will we do? So here in our greeting function, where we have taken the launch effect, what we have done is we have taken the key as the unit. So now, but let's do one thing. Let's take time, and time as long we can take. And here what we need to do is, let's pass, yeah, we have taken the time, and let's pass the time here, and so that we will see, I'm giving it a default value of 0 L, in case if someone has not passed. So we will see like what in the launch effect, if you open, so we have key and the block. So I have told you the block is the lambda, and the key, the launch effect is, if you see, the launch effect is recomposed with the different key. So the recomposition of launch effect depends upon the key. So we have taken the key as the time. So whenever value of this time changes, the recomposition will happen. So now at end, let's do one thing. Just call the greeting function. Greeting name I'm taking as Android, because we are not using it. And for the time we will take the time duration. So as we update the value of time duration, it will call the greeting function, and it will launch effect will get the updated value of time. And here, rather than calling this greeting function, let's call the key example, right? So let's run it, and now we will see our prints, how this is going to work. So let me run it, and let's see. So if you see, like, we will be getting, yeah, we get two buttons. One is minus 1 second, plus 1 is plus 1 second, the seconds 2000. So initially after 2 seconds the timer has ended. If I increase the value by 1, you will see after 3 seconds timer ended will be printed. Yeah. And if I now decrease the minus 1, so you will see like after 2 seconds timer ended has been called. If what I do is I call it 4 times and I cancel it, decrease it by 1, so it will cancel the first coroutine, and then it will call this again, and the recomposition will happen. Same way, if we increase the as the value is getting increased, the timer duration, our launch effect will keep on updating its values. So this is how recomposition will happen, and our launch effect will keep on listening to the changes in the state if you increase and decrease the values. Yeah. And another, if you want, like this is the normal use case, like when we have the values we want to update and we want to listen, and if you want, like sometime in the UI we need to show the snack bar or something like this, then how we can use it is, like for example, I have used the shared flow, and I have taken a screen event class where, and initially I'm launching the event to show snack bar. Then how we can use the shade flow in our composable to show just to show our how we can consume this shade flow in our composable to show a snack bar. So for doing this also we can use the launch effect. What we need to do is, here what I need to do now is, we have the launch effect and we have our main view model, and so for this what we need to do is, if we want to listen to it once, we need to do it like given as true, and in the block code, let's remove this, and now main view model dot shade flow dot collect, we have to use collect as state, or we need to use this collect, and it will give us the events. And here when events, and what we need to do is, event is screen event dot when dot show snack bar. Then what we have to do is, we can write it here. We can just do like we have to take the scaffold state, and we can just do the, like if we want to show a snack bar, whatever we want to do, we can do it. So whenever initially our value changes, it will get a listen to the it will give us the call back to our launch effect, and we can show the snack bar, whatever you want to do. And when we set it to true, it will only listen it once and it won't listen it again and again. So this is how, guys, we can use the launch effect in our from the side effects in Jetpack-Compose. And later on, this is the first part, later on we are going to like explain all the side effects and how we can use. So this is the part 1, and we will be continuing on explaining all the other side effects in Jetpack-Compose. Also, if you want to learn more and if you want to see it in detail, you can also check from the official documentation. The same way, like if we use the state launch effect, we can use this scaffold to show the snack bar, and it will only like recompose like if this has a error, so you can pass true or false and something like this, so you can use it. So this is it for today, guys, and do let me know how you liked it, if you understand the launch effect or not, and please like, comment and subscribe and share. Thank you guys. Bye.